Time now to talk some weather on this Wednesday with meteorologist Clay Smith, who is in with us. And Clay, you know, it's almost like a broken record. We look outside and it just looks gloomy, pop-up showers, but you say, hold on, there's some better news on the way.
Yeah, it looks like we're finally going to get rid of the rain, at least briefly, late today through about Friday afternoon. So that's going to be at least a 36 to even 48-hour period of dry conditions, which we need because we've had more than our fair share of rainfall this month. Here's a look at your temperatures stepping out here during the lunch hour, generally in the 70s. 75 now in Scottsboro. So the sun's starting to peek through in northeast Alabama and temperatures are warming up. We're going to end up in the 80s pretty much area wide. It's also going to be very humid out there. But here's a look at Scottsboro. Like I mentioned, we actually have a fair amount of sunshine, and who would have thought that there would be a ton of people out there with sunshine? I don't think anyone. Look at that. Cars are lined up, ready to do a little bit of fishing today at Lake Gunnersville. Great day to do it because we're finally breaking free of this very stormy pattern. With that being said, radar probably going to look a little bit different later. Not tracking any rain right now, but anything that does happen to pop back up this afternoon or evening as this low pressure exits to the northeast could potentially become severe. We have a level 1 out of 5 risk really east of Chattanooga. This isn't something to be overly concerned about, but again, just know the few storms that do happen to pop up could become strong, and I think it's going to be closer towards the North Carolina line. A lot of us probably not going to see any more rain today, and that's going to kick off our dry period, but we still have enough moisture, and with that low pressure kind of in the vicinity, there still will be a few downpours that develop. So we'll keep an eye on the radar. But later this evening, I would say after 7 or 8, we're pretty much done. And we're going to have a nice break from the rain tonight into your Thursday. So Thursday is trending drier. Thursday morning commute looking good. But we are eventually going to have rain come back into the forecast again. We're not going to get a prolonged period of dry weather. In fact, a late Friday into Saturday is going to be our next chance of widespread rain and storms as a cold front approaches from the northwest. And with this front, we are going to have the potential for severe weather. Not a very high risk at now, but it is definitely something we need to watch because this will primarily be an overnight thing and early morning into early Saturday. Of course, gusty winds and hail look to be the main concerns right now, but we're going to keep an eye on this. And here's a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for late Friday into Friday night. Level 1 out of 5 risk, really north and west of Chattanooga, with a higher threat the closer you get to the Nashville metro area and much of Middle Tennessee. So we'll see how this progresses, but I would definitely circle Friday night into Saturday for our next threat of active weather. So as we take a look at the latest model guidance, most of Friday, again, looks good. We're not going to see too much in the way of rain chances during the daylight hours. And then Friday night into Saturday morning, that's when we'll have that front coming through. And then after this pushes through Saturday morning, we could get a break in the rain for much of the rest of the day on Saturday. And then going into your Sunday, front kind of lifts back to the north. We're going to have additional showers and storms firing up, which is going to make for an all-in-all unsettled wet weekend, but we're still going to have periods of dry weather. That's the good news. Now, as far as rainfall over the next 5 days, looks like we still could squeeze out another inch, maybe 2 inches here. And a lot of that will come, of course, late Friday into Saturday and then again on Sunday. So we're not breaking free of this active pattern overall, although we are going to have at least a period of drier weather because as we look ahead, we still have a pretty good chance of above normal precipitation to close out the month of May. Looking ahead to your next 7 days, just a 30% chance of a pop-up shower or storm the rest of this afternoon. Dry and very steamy for your Thursday, rain late Friday into Saturday, and then it's going to remain pretty warm heading into next week, Latrice.